Hallo, ek is Etty. Welkom by my kanaal waar ons als saam doen. Tonight, I have had something to drink, and I've reached out to some people, and everybody's busy. This being Easter weekend or almost Easter weekend, and so here I am. And I thought, why not go live? I haven't done it. I keep on not doing it. I keep on putting it off. So I thought, why not tonight? So I'm here. I'll be here for the next hour or maybe longer. Welcome to the studio, and which is essentially just my bedroom. But one day, I am hoping that I will make an official studio, or at least something that is a little bit more exciting than my current setup. So if you have any questions about Afrikaans, if you want me to answer some of your questions, some of the things you struggle with, now is the time. Post it in the comment section. I will answer it as I see it. I'm just going to be busy here. I am going to tell you some interesting stuff about myself. And then I'm waiting for you guys to ask me things about Afrikaans so that I can hopefully help you with that. So, welkom, baie welkom, which means very, very welcome. It is a Thursday evening. It is now 8 minutes past 9 in the evening. And let's do this. Let's do this. I should have done this a long time ago, and I just didn't. And I thought, well, I should just do it. So I swapped my webcam with my dad's webcam because his webcam is so much better. Now, this setup isn't perfect. The setup isn't near perfect, but we see what we can do. This camera is much better than mine, so mine was pretty crap. So let's look at the comment section. All right, so if you guys have any questions, please let me know. I am here. I will be having my beverage throughout the evening. Yeah, I've had a long week. I struggled. I tried to arrange pools for the winter. There's always competing clubs and competing swim squads in the pools in town. Summer swimming's fine. We have a lot of public pools. We have a lot of space. But winter swimming, that is a massive challenge, and it always becomes like a whole fight over who gets to use the pool. So I wasn't fortunate enough to be able to get pool space that I can afford for this winter. Only one day, and one day is not enough in the world of competitive swimming if you want to train youngsters to swim competitively. So we can only do stroke correction and have some fun because it's just one day. So there we go. All right, so if you have any questions, pop them in the comment section. I will introduce you guys to the dictionary, one of the dictionaries that I use. Actually, we have several at home. This is tweetalige woordeboek. This is what it says, tweetalige woordeboek. Bosman, over here, Bosman, Van der Merwe, Himstra, bilingual dictionary. It is not as old as the green dictionary. We have another one that is green, and that one's ancient. This one is not as old, but it's falling apart regardless. So it's coming apart. This is because of all the videos that I've made in the past 2 years. It did not used to look like this, but after all of the videos that I've been making for you guys, it started falling apart like so. So yeah. All right, so let's get this going. Here I am. Let's see. We have 4 people online. Very welcome. Do you guys have any questions regarding Afrikaans? If not, I will start with telling you a little bit about myself, just for interest sake, until you guys post questions. Um, I am a swimmer. I swam since I was 4 years old and started learning to swim seriously at the age of 5. And then I swam all my life, but I'm also Afrikaans, baie Afrikaans. And swimming has always been my first love. I think it will always remain my first love, but I also love languages very much. My mom loves languages. She speaks French, German, Afrikaans, and English. And she's interested in all languages. And I have a particular love for Spanish. But with work and everything and the way it is, I just don't get the time to study and spend as much time with Spanish as I would like. But in the journey of learning how to speak Spanish, I saw the gaps in the market and the gaps in learning material that I was looking for. I looked for things like reading, but very easy reading for beginners. I looked for things like conversations, but very simple conversations for beginners, uh, especially the reading for beginners. That was very hard to come by. Hallo, is Afrikaans your first language? Ja. Afrikaans is my eerste taal. Yes, Afrikaans is my first language. My mother and father at birth was both Afrikaans. Ek is Afrikaans sprekend. English is a close second. So I'm bilingual. My dad's family is English speaking, but they are of Afrikaans origin. My mother's family is Afrikaans speaking, but they are of German origin. So her mother was both German and Afrikaans. Maar ja, I've spoken Afrikaans all my life, and it is definitely my first language. So if you guys want me to say anything specific in Afrikaans, if there's anything that you would like me to say or translate, please post it in the comment section. And we can get this underway. If there's anything you want me to read, like a poem, or just give me the name and I'll search it online. I'll read it to you guys. Yeah, please go wild. I'll answer anything that you need. There was a word that I wrote down the other day. Let's start with the word vanselfsprekend. Vanselfsprekend. That is not one word. That is a phrase. I have to teach you guys that thing. It means it is the other one. There's two in Afrikaans. We have vanselfsprekend, but we also have voor die hand liggend. Also means the same thing. It's like it's obvious. All right. So please advise on the best way to learn Afrikaans. All right. So depending on the country that you're from, because it's going to be different for people depending on whether you are in South Africa or whether you are overseas. If you are in South Africa, it's much easier. Then you can join communities that are Afrikaans speaking and just converse with them. I think the most important thing when learning is to listen and speak the way the language is spoken between people that is talking as friends. I think that is the most important thing, is to be amongst and try to speak it, even if you have a very limited vocabulary. That is very important. But it's much more difficult when you are overseas, because then you don't have the access to people in and around where you live that is Afrikaans speaking. And that makes it very hard. If you are an international speaker and you want to learn Afrikaans, I think your best approach would be to find somebody online in a language exchange, because you do get language exchange websites. When we are done with this, I think I can see all the comments, and I will try and find the name of the language exchange platforms, and I will post it in as a reply to your questions. You get language exchange programs where you can talk to people on video. That is very valuable. I think that is the most valuable thing. Now, the dialects differ, right? So you've got me. I am from the Western Cape of South Africa. I have a very specific dialect. Ek praat so, dit is hoe ek praat, en so aan en so voort. But you get people from different parts of the country, they have different accents. Then you get select groups that have a completely different way of speaking Afrikaans. So that is not what we'd call stereotypical Afrikaans. If those are the people you interact with, it's going to be a little bit more difficult for you to learn general Afrikaans, I would say. So language exchange platforms where you can talk to somebody. Talking is so important. So important. Find the language exchange. I will give you as many platforms as I can. The other thing is reading in Afrikaans. So you will have to get simple books, like beginner reading, children's books, and read them. And then try and understand what you are reading without having a translation. However, if you can get something that gives you the translation, that would be wonderful, because then you can read and understand what you read if you have any questions about things that you've read. So that's very important, reading. And that is the reason why I try and write dialogue and short stories. And I really have to perfect the art, because I think my stuff still needs a lot of work. So much work. Oh, hello, Petra. Is that Petra? Are you Petra or Petra? How do I pronounce your name? It's like, is the first try right or the second? Just let me know. Petra, or second try Petra, or third try Petra? Which one's correct? Let me know. First, second, or third try. Welcome. All right, so where were we? Oh, dialogue. Right, so I'm trying to write dialogues because it's super important to know how the conversation goes in Afrikaans, in any language, right? Petra. Am I saying that correct? Petra, Petra. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So my stories, the eerste. Petra. Okay. So I'm trying to write things that are useful to you guys. So let me know in the comment sections if you want me to write stories. Let's start with the stories. If you want me to write stories for reading purposes. Oh, correct. Thank you. If you want me to write stories for reading purposes, let me know. Do you want me to write things for different levels, like super beginner, which is dit is oggend, which is this is morning? Do you want me to go like super easy and then level 2, which is a little bit more difficult, then intermediate, then advanced, intermediate, then advanced? Would you want me to write stories that way? And that is written in Afrikaans. It does not. Groete uit Nederland. Hallo Ron. Hallo. Groete uit Suid-Afrika. If you want me to write stories like that, please let me know. Because I would like to really provide people with things they can use. Yes, this channel is now monetized. No, I'm not earning a lot. I am earning so little. But I do enjoy every second of the videos that I make. So yes, it's monetized. No, I'm not earning a lot, not even slightly. But I want to, with every video that I make something that you guys can use to truly learn the language. I don't want to make something that's just there to get views, to get money or something. You know, it doesn't. Oh, so please, I'm Botswana. Hi, in Botswana. Welcome. And Roberto, you are from Chile. Wow. Okay, welcome. Hi. It's awesome. Yeah, so I don't want to write stuff or stories for you guys or anything that is just a waste. So please, you guys can give me as much input as you need. Skryf net verskille op tussen Afrikaans en Nederlands, dis anders vir Engels sprekendes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, sure. Yeah, it is. Yes, it's a fine line between Dutch and Afrikaans. Sometimes it's completely different. Okay, so let me give you guys something to laugh about, right? So in Afrikaans, we have a word for a cat, which is kat. But in Dutch, they have a word for a cat, which is poes. Now in Afrikaans, the word poes is a swear word. The word puss in Afrikaans is one of the most ugly, if not the dirtiest, ugliest, and most indecent swear word, which refers to the female parts. So in Afrikaans in general, it is a laughing matter. Sometimes people do post uh, newspaper clips from the Netherlands where they mention cats and they use the word poes. And then we read it, and it is very funny if you read it with an Afrikaans eye because the meaning is so different. Do not use that word in Afrikaans. People will not take it well. Um, I was like, ek hou van die inhoud van die kanaal vir al die miniseries. Oh, thank you. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm trying so hard to. The story that I started writing about the friends, it's a little, that's not beginner Afrikaans, right? That's me just writing emotionally. And I should continue with it if people are interested, but I just need to know that they are truly interested, because I have to decide what is more important and what is not important. Because sometimes I write stuff, people like it, but it's really not applicable to everyone, or maybe it's not as useful. So the stories that I wrote, especially the Friends miniseries or the Friends series, it was more advanced Afrikaans. It's definitely not beginner Afrikaans for reading. So the reading's the big question. If you guys really want me to make a reading series, seriously, please let me know, because I will write said reading series. Okay, let's see. The best way is to start with simple vocabulary rating, super beginner. Yeah, it's very difficult. So I'll tell you how I started with Spanish. I used Duolingo when I first started. I still use Duolingo because it is practical, and in some sense, especially if you don't have much time and you just want to do something and not nothing. So I started with Duolingo, but I think the first thing for me, and that is why I made the alphabet, you have to know the phonetic pronunciation of the letters in whatever language you are learning. Because it's a thing where, as I learned that, oh, you don't pronounce this letter the same way in Spanish as you do in Afrikaans. But that wasn't told before. I just, I learned that on the go, and I was still unsure about some letters pronunciation. So that's the reason I made the Afrikaans alphabet pronunciation, is because that is where you start. Then I think after you start with the alphabet, you definitely have to go to the vowels, the consonants, and then all the combination sounds. You really have to know the sounds, because you see words and it's like, why? You look at the words and it's like, why am I even trying? So if you learn that, that's good. That's it. You have to have the base. Then from there on, I would say start to learn verbs in batches. And if I say verbs, I mean Afrikaans is simple, right? Because Afrikaans doesn't have all of the forms like a language like Spanish. Afrikaans just is a verb. That's like, you walk, jy stap. It's very straightforward, and then you have past tense and future tense, and there you go. That makes it easy. So I would say start learning verbs in batches. That's important. Start learning nouns in batches so you can put the things together, and then go to my videos or any other Afrikaans teachers' videos and learn the things that connect words. So like and, your word in Afrikaans, die, all of those things to connect sentences. So then you understand the pronunciation, you understand some verbs, some nouns, and the connection. That's your base. I think that's really your base for your language. Let's see what they say. As 'n Duits en Nederlands sprekende kan ek meeste verstaan, maar ek vind dit moeilik om in Afrikaans om te praat in Afrikaans. Yes. Now I'm going to start speaking German and I'm going to embarrass myself. I'm going to embarrass myself. My mom speaks German quite regularly because she just simply loves the language and she is in love with French in a level that I can't explain to you guys. So I've heard German all my life. I've never heard Dutch because that's not really something you hear in Afrikaans or in South Africa a lot. Even though Afrikaans is so closely related to Dutch, we don't really hear it. And the other language, there's a Vlaams. Now I can't remember the English word for it. It's even closer in some respects to Afrikaans than Dutch. And we can understand a lot of Vlaams. So yeah, that's now I'm trying to think of the German. There we go. Oh, thank you, Ilsa. Hello. That's family. I'm just saying, that's family. Ilsa Rautenbach is family of my mom, and of mine, of course. And she supports all my videos. So thank you. Hello, Ilsa. Flemish. She just gave me the answer. Yeah. So sprechen Sie Deutsch? And I'm not going to keep on going because I'm really going to mess it up. I'm going to mess it up. But I would say learn verbs, learn nouns, learn the words that link them. Listen as much as you can to podcasts, to songs, although the Afrikaans songs are, some people are not going to like this, but the Afrikaans songs are hard to listen to. Some are difficult to stomach, you know. But if you find Afrikaans songs that you like, listen to that a lot. And not just listen, but learn what the words mean that you are singing. Because it doesn't help if you're just listening to it. It's good. But then if you listen to it, try and learn what it means, that what you're singing along to. So that's important. Then podcasts, if you can find them in Afrikaans, listen to them. Even if you don't know what they're saying, just listen to them. The brain learns. The brain learns in the background. That's very important. I'm in SW, Florida. You can hear Spanish as much as English, so you would easily get practice. No Afrikaans here, so this is challenging to me. So, Philip, hi. I actually know somebody that's Afrikaans speaking in Florida, but I can't give out the information. But I have family in Florida, and that family is very Afrikaans. No, sorry. Not in Florida. Whoa, no, not in Florida. But I have family in America that is very much Afrikaans speaking. Yes, it's hard to come by Afrikaans speaking people in America. I am very jealous of people in America that is so close to Spanish speaking people, because the access, and also there are so many courses, Spanish courses that you can take, community college. You can speak to so many Spanish speaking people because they're just there. And I wish I had that. I wish I had that. I've been on a language exchange sites, but it's often difficult because of the time zones. So in South Africa, if I speak to somebody in Spain, then we more or less the same time zone. But if I speak to somebody in Colombia, which I have, or in America, then the time zone difference is so big. It becomes nearly impossible to have any kind of conversation, because then I'm half asleep and the other person's just got off work and it's a mess. But if it's in Spain, then sure. Ek het na 'n kindersprokie geluister gister. I'm glad. I'm glad. That's cool. John Rocket Prophet. Yeah. Okay. I'll look that up. Yeah, so we were at the music thing. Music, I'm going to say you can go poetry if you love poetry, right? Afrikaans has some beautiful, stunning poetry, like honestly, deeply stunning poetry. But I do not have affinity for poetry in any way, shape, or form. I wish I had, but I don't. But if you have, then I would say go for the Afrikaans poetry. Then Afrikaans movies. My word, this is a sad case. There are some Afrikaans movies that is good-ish. There are many Afrikaans movies that you will definitely laugh at, but I can't say they're good, right? So that's a problem. And also the language that you're going to learn in those movies will mostly be swearing, and it's not really going to help your language. There are Afrikaans series. Oh, ek hou van die boeke van Dion Meyer. Yes, Dion Meyer is baie goeie skrywer. He is a good writer. So, yes, that's good. I at one point thought I should entertain you guys by reading some stuff in Afrikaans that is, what do you call? You get these books, haigromane. There we go. The word is romance novels in English, but in Afrikaans we call it haigromane. Now, a haigroman, if you translate that word directly, it means literally struggling to breathe romance, like gasping for breath romance. That is what a haigroman literally translated means. And there are quite a few in the library in Afrikaans, and I thought one day, just to entertain people, I should read some of it. Because I'm not going to be able to take that stuff seriously, honestly. If it's in Afrikaans, I'm just going to laugh. It's going to be funny. So, I don't know. It's just going to be funny. But if you guys want me to read you a little bit excerpts from haigromane, oh, please let me know in the comment section and we can laugh. I'm not going to say it's super educational, but it's going to be funny. So I would have wanted to recommend movies and series in Afrikaans, but honestly, I can't say that anything there is of a quality that I would go, oh, sure, that's going to be super educational, because a lot of the language is so colloquial that it gets to a point where it's not grammatically correct in any way, shape, or form. Right? Then you're not even at Afrikaans. Then it's a mixture of all the languages. I watch YouTube. Afrikaans is groot, and I really enjoyed the music. Oh, awesome. Okay, awesome. Yeah, cool. And Hunting Emma is on YouTube in Afrikaans. Cool, people. Hunting Emma. Ron says Hunting Emma is a movie you guys can watch. Excellent. Yes. Please do. Please do. The more exposure you get to the way it's spoken, that's good. Netflix actually has quite a few Afrikaans series and movies. So browse Netflix. I'm not sure about Amazon Prime. I should go look. But I know Netflix. Netflix has quite a few. There's a recently released one. Let me see if I can find it. Recently released one on Netflix. That's Afrikaans. It's a series. Let me see. Oh, okay, it's called Thuiskoms. I'll type it in the chat. Thuiskoms, Netflix. There we go. All right, so Thuiskoms on Netflix. It's a series, Afrikaans. You really can go watch that if you want to listen to some Afrikaans stuff. But there are quite a few. We have, oh, wait, there's another one. You really, guys, you should watch this. It's an old story. Oh, you just canceled Netflix. Okay, I will make a point of it to check if Amazon Prime or any of the other guys also have Afrikaans stuff. Okay, we have on Netflix also Racheltjie de Beer. Now, you guys have to watch Racheltjie de Beer because it is a staple of the Afrikaans language, right? Racheltjie de Beer is something we learned about when we were still in school. And I'm not going to tell you guys more because it has to be a surprise. But I can just tell you that is something everybody, well, at least from my generation and older, knows of. So there we go. Racheltjie de Beer, Netflix. That's a movie. I think. Pretty sure it's a movie. But yeah, go on Netflix, check it out. Go on Amazon Prime. Then what's the other site? There's another streaming service that also might have Afrikaans stuff. I just have to go check. Watch as much as you can. Immerse. Get yourself a language partner that you can communicate with. If you really want to go on something like Omegle, do that at your own risk. I don't even think Omegle is functioning anymore. I never used it. I know a lot of people. Ah, there we go. Oh, thank you, Ilza. Showmax, people. Showmax. Showmax definitely has Afrikaans shows and movies. So Showmax is your other option. Where was I at? See, my memory is just a mess. Let me just. All right, just ignore that. I'm not sure if we are allowed to enjoy a beverage on stream. I've had a bloody long week. I've been fighting people for pool space all freaking week, not all week long, all month long, for a whole month, last month as well. It's been such a thing. And today it came to a head, and the conclusion was I got no space. So I'm enjoying the wonderful grape made beverages of South Africa. There's another movie on Netflix called Mense van die Wind. Right, I'll type that in there. I haven't watched it, but it's Afrikaans, so there you go. Netflix. I think a lot of these things you might not enjoy watching, but for the sake of learning the language, for the sake of learning the language, this might be great for you. So just, grin and bear the torture. It might be good. All right. So do you guys have any more questions? Please let me know. I'm still here. If you have questions about me, you can ask it. If you have questions about Afrikaans, please do. I have the whole dictionary in front of me. Yeah, please. Now is the time. And maybe we can solve some stuff in the process. I really want to, if I do another live, this one was very much unplanned. If I do it, when I do another live, because I definitely will, I will try and have something planned for that live so I can at least teach you guys something or show you guys something interesting while on the live. So that it's not just me yapping away and, not providing anything of interest. Do you teach online? Right. So a lot of people have actually asked me whether I teach online, and I have been considering that quite a bit in the last couple of months. If you guys are interested in me teaching online, whether it be one-on-one or in group format, please leave it in the comment section. Just even after, if there are people that watch this live after it's done and you want lessons, let me know in the comment section, because it's something I'm considering, because it opens up quite a few options for me where work is concerned, because I do work remotely on another site, which is international, completely different work. Then I have my channel, I coach swimming, but I like to have different options because I would also like to travel, and this provides options for travel. Wat is die verskil tussen vir en voor? Oh, okay. So vir is the Afrikaans word for the English word for. So for you in Afrikaans, that is vir jou. Voor has several uses. The first one would be in front of, so voor or before. So in front of, voor, this voor die kar, in front of the car. It could also be voor die fliek begin, which would be before the movie starts. So voor is before or in front of, and vir is the word for. I think for a lot of them, there are these things where they have more uses than just what I've given you now, but those are the main uses for those words. It would be great if you could also make a video on the prepositions deur en oop. Deur en op. Okay, cool. Making a note. Listen, these are my notes. I have a second. Hang on. This is how I make notes. Sorry for the poor quality. This is the webcam. This is the best one I could get currently. Anyway, this is how I make notes. So whenever anybody makes suggestions, I just fetch my notes and it's like, all right, so we're going with deer and oop, prepositions. Excellent, will do. Prepositions, yes. And oop and op. Okay. Deer, so I'll give you the gist of deer while we're at it. Deer is through. It has other uses and other meanings, but deer would be as a preposition through. And then op is on top, of bo-op. Now, bo-op is on top. So bo-op on top, but then you've got op is up. So op, most common use up, deer, most common use through. But I will definitely make a video because all of these things have like additional uses. Yes, there. Oh, thank you, Ilsa. Yes, there are Afrikaans movies on YouTube. You just really have to YouTube search hard, but you'll find them. There are quite a few. There are movies that's going to be ridiculous in nature, and just you'll laugh a lot. Also, you'll miss a lot in some of these Afrikaans movies because of the connection to the way it's connected to the colloquial ways and things. Ek verstaan, dis duidelik. Okay, excellent, thank you. Baie dankie. It's a pleasure, man. It's a pleasure. All right, so I've made a note of the prepositions. Waarheen reis jy graag eerste? Frankryk, saam met jou ma. Oh, wow. Okay, that's a good question. Okay, so before I answer this, Ron, would you like me to answer that in Afrikaans, or would you prefer me answer that in English? Before I answer it. Because I will happily tell you, and actually that's Afrikaans. Okay. Alright, hier kom dit in Afrikaans. Ek het baie gedink daaroor. My ma wil, ek weet nie hoe graag sy weer wil Frankryk toe gaan nie. My ma was in Frankryk. So my ma het Frankryk toe gegaan toe sy 18 jaar oud was. Of net voor sy 19 geword het. En sy het gaan au pair in Frankryk. Ek dink dit was 2 jaar. En ek dink sy het Frans ook daar geleer terwyl sy daar was. So sy was al in Frankryk. Ek het haar nou die dag gevra of sy weer wil Frankryk toe gaan en toe sy gesê ja, maar dalk, maar lyk my dit is omdat sy klaar daar was, is dit nou nie meer die eerste ding wat sy wil doen nie. Ek wil graag weer Spanje toe gaan. So nee, as ek oor see gaan, dink ek Frankryk is nie die eerste plek waar ek wil gaan nie. Ek sal graag wil Frankryk toe gaan, maar definitief nie die eerste plek nie. Ek wil Spanje toe gaan en dan wil ek Madrid toe gaan, onder andere, en oral oor Spanje. Ek wil toer van die een kant tot die ander kant van Spanje, want ek was al in Barcelona gewees. Ek was bevoorreg genoeg om Barcelona toe kon gaan jare terug. Dit was in 2017. Ek was in Londen saam met my suster en toe het sy ons vir 'n lang naweek Barcelona toe gevat en dit was vir my so mooi. Dit was net te kort en my gesondheid op daai stadium was nie fantasties nie, so ek kon dit nie geniet en waardeer so baie as wat ek wou nie. Maar in Parys. Ja, my ma was in Parys. Ja, my ma was in Parys. Sy was in Frankryk in Parys, ja. Sy het op pair in Parys. En sy praat nou nog daarvan. Dit was 'n baie groot storie vir haar. Ek dink sy onthou dit omdat sy so jonk was en sy het gekom van 'n plaas af in Suid-Afrika. So vir haar was dit so 'n groot storie. Sy het gegaan en sy vertel nog van die lughawe wat so groot was en die geboue en hoe besig dit is en die paaie wat soveel bane het en so sy onthou dit nog as wat sy of hoe sy dit onthou het toe sy so jonk was. En ja, maar dit was Parys. En sy het vertel van jy weet hoe moeilik die kinders kon wees. Maar hoe geheg sy geraak het aan die familie en hoe baie sy die huis gemis het. My suster, so ja, die antwoord daaraan, ek dink Spanje is waar ek eers wil gaan, maar ek wil ook Suid-Amerika toe gaan. So Argentinië, Mexico, Mexico, Mexico. Laat ek dit nou net reg uitspreek. So Suid-Amerika definitief Argentinië, meer plekke Venezuela, Colombia, ek sal graag wil gaan. Brazilië, dan het ons nou 'n Portugees. Dankie, plesier. Dan het ons nou Portugees in Brazilië. Ek neem aan hulle praat seker Spaans ook in Brazilië, maar Portugees is die eerste taal. Ja, so my maale was San Francisco toe 'n paar jaar terug. My suster het vir hulle betaal om te gaan. En hulle praat nou nog oor dit. So dit was vir hulle 'n fantastiese ervaring. En ek sal graag ook wil gaan, maar ek moet eers die werksituasies hier in Suid-Afrika uitsorteer. Ek was baie jare baie siek. En as gevolg daarvan kon ek nie werk soos ek wou werk nie. En soveel as wat ek wou werk nie. En nou moet ek inhaal. So, switching back to English, so I have to catch up. Because of my health, I missed out on a lot of work, and it put me behind as far as work is concerned, right? Begin maar geld spaar vir al daai planne. Ja. Ek weet nie hoe ek die geld gaan kry nie. Honestly, I don't know where I'm going to get the money. It's like, I know it's a lot of money. I have so many plans, right? I want to build a pool. I want to build a swim clinic. And a swim clinic in the sense I want to teach people to swim that are afraid of water. My big dream is to I'm getting to that German comment now. My big dream is to build a pool where I can teach women that's been through abuse and big struggles in their lives to swim and to overcome the fear of water. So that is my dream. The millions that it takes to build that pool and sustain that facility and maintain everything is so high. It feels impossible. Even if you borrow the money to pay it back, everything feels impossible. So that's a dream. Deutschland, I'm not going to read the list. I'm going to make a mess. I'm not going to read it out loud. I've been in Germany though. Ek was in Duitsland. I forgot to tell you that. Yes, I've been in Germany. And it was with my mom. Yes. Meine Mutter. We were in Germany. We went when I was 18 years old. So I was part of a brass band. I played the trumpet throughout high school. And when I was 18, the entire brass band, we were about 40. We traveled to Germany, and we had sort of an agreement with Germany. And I can't remember. Oh, wow, you're great. I get alles in Afrikaans verstaan. I'm really surprised. Oh, that's awesome. Wow, fantastic. Well done. So we went to Germany, the whole band, and we joined up with a German brass band. They were better, older, and much bigger than we were. We were just high school students. But we we performed with them. We stayed with people in Germany, in the households. Now I'm going to lie to you. I'm trying to remember where we went, everywhere we went. We were in Berlin. We went to Leipzig. Where else did we go? We also briefly went to the Czech Republic and then came back. So it was a day outing. We went out and came back. We were in smaller towns as well. So yeah, so I was in Germany and it was wonderful. And I would actually like to go back. I know that some of my family were considering, or is still considering actually moving to Germany. So the culture in South Africa, well, our culture is very diverse, right? South Africa is a rainbow nation. It's very diverse. But for a lot of us, we find that we get along better or feel more comfortable in a European environment than we do in, let's say, an American environment. That's not all of us, but a lot of us. Because the way we think, interact, and so on, So all over the country, yeah. um, so I find that a lot of us prefer to settle in European countries, and often that would be Germany for us if we do go abroad and if we do immigrate, rather than in America or Canada. But there are many people that immigrate from South Africa to Canada and America and Australia. That's very common. People choose Australia and New Zealand often from when they immigrate from South Africa because of the climate. So we are very used in South Africa to the heat, and our summers are very similar in many ways to Australia. Um, and so a lot of people, when they immigrate, struggle to go to countries that are cold, like Canada and far up north, because of our sort of desert-like climate, and the sun and the surf in summer. So those are the little things. Yeah, but do you guys have more Afrikaans questions? Please feel free to ask me. Um, I will try and let you know when I do lives again in advance. This camera is fine. I mean, the lighting's crap, right? It's not great. I look like a ghost, but at least you can see me. So it's not optimal. Um, but yeah, I will definitely do this again, and I'll try and let you know in advance of the next live. So you can prepare your questions, and if I have interesting things I can show you, it'll work out much better. But yeah, before I go, do you guys have any more questions regarding myself, South Africa, or Afrikaans? Please post them, and I will answer them to the best of my ability. While I wait for the questions, I am working on more of the dialogue videos at the moment. I'm also preparing a video on language sentence structure. So a lot of people have requested Stompie. There's a fly in the room too. Yes, there is. There is. There is a fly in the room, and there might be more than one, and it's annoying the hell out of me. It suddenly appeared when I started talking, right? It wasn't here until I tried to do something, and then it appeared. And I'm like, why? So I'm preparing the dialogue videos. Then I'm also making one on Stompie and sentence structure. Now let's have a chat about Stompie while I'm live. I'm first language Afrikaans, so we never learned sentence structure by way of Stompie. Stompie was never a thing, and still not a thing as far as I know in first language Afrikaans. Stompie is mostly used in second language, and like non-home language studies. It helps some people to learn because it gives some structure. It makes it a little bit easier to have a formula for sentence structure. But Stompie has limitations. It can be useful, but it has limitations quite a lot. So yes, I'm planning on planning. I am preparing Stompie and language structure or sentence structure, and then I'm making quite a lot of other videos as well as shorts. So this fly, I'm gonna kill it. I am gonna find it now. I am not a violent person. I don't like killing flies, but this one. Die een is 'n probleem. Die een is 'n probleem. Hy pla my nou vreeslik. Hy's oral en hy wil nie stil sit nie, maar hy's oral waar hy nie moet wees nie. Baie dankie julle. Baie dankie julle dat julle gekyk het. Ek waardeer dit. Baie dankie dat julle deelgeneem het aan die gesprek. Dit is fantasties. And everyone, thank you so much for taking part in the conversation, for watching, for commenting. I really appreciate it. If you want me to do another live, let me know in the comment section, right? Please let me know if you want me to do another live. If you have topics you want me to discuss in a live, let me know. You told us about your love for plants and animals. To learn all the names in different languages is difficult. I like the Afrikaans names, sometimes a bit confusing. Jakkals. Oh, jakkals. Yes. Yes, jakkals is confusing because jakkals refers to a fox, and to a jackal, and I think a jackals might even refer to a coyote, or a coyote as they call them in America. Yeah, so jackals can be confusing. There's a lot of things. It's a fox, it's a jackal, and a coyote. Coyote. I have to check whether it's actually also that, but it's definitely a fox and a jackal. Thank you guys. Really appreciate it. Okay, I'm going to sign off now. But if you have any more suggestions or thoughts after this live, leave it in the comment section, and we'll do this again. We'll do this again, and I'll try and make the lives fun and interesting. And as the channel grows, hopefully the lives will also grow. All right. Thank you so much. Love you guys. Enjoy your long weekend if you have a long weekend wherever you stay. Oh, wait. Oh, I missed it. Hi from your maybe only blind listener in the UK. Hi. Hello. It's been a while. How are you? I was wondering whether you are still watching. I was wondering whether you are still listening, watching, and I'm so glad to hear from you. No, it's awesome. It's awesome. Thank you. Thank you for your videos. Oh, guys, thank you so much. Next time. Ek leer nog baie van jou. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad, guys. Okay, enjoy your Easter weekend. I'm not depending on where you are in the world. If you are celebrating Easter weekend, then may you have a blessed weekend. If you are just taking a long weekend, enjoy the holiday. If you are working, then good luck with that. Good luck with that. May you have a good working weekend. All right, bye bye, guys.